Using the bathroom is a menial task. Everyone does it every day, so if we're watching that during a movie, why? There has to be some sort of purpose for it, otherwise we wouldn't be watching it. It's like taking a shower. If a character is showering, we won't be forced to see it unless there's a reason. Are they depressed? In a state of thought? Maybe it's a sexy scene and someone's joining them. But you're never going to watch someone shower at a TV show if it doesn't need to be shown. So when a character is shown driving in any form of media, my first gut reaction is that they must be showing it because they're going to get into an accident. It never fails to make me anxious watching someone drive in any context, even if it's a satirical show like Seinfeld. The green screen is pretty bad on that one though, so at least we aren't afraid of any real harm being caused. I've always felt this way, but only ever thought about making this video after the first season's finale of Succession. There have been plenty of driving scenes in the season before this one, but each time the camera wasn't focused on the driver. Our main characters are so rich they don't need to touch a steering wheel, so you only ever see the back seat of the vehicle. And suddenly Kendall's driving in a different country with a stick shift. It even mentions how he infrequently drives. Wow, I wonder if something bad is gonna happen. Something I hate about driving scenes is that even when they are so obviously going to crash, it doesn't make it any less painful to watch. If we watch someone eating and they get a hair on their food, big whoop, they'll be fine. But as soon as someone crashes their car, you have to worry about characters being hurt. They might have been killed or killed someone else. They might even be financially unstable and can't afford to have another large expense. Car crashes are no laughing matter, and as someone who is petrified of getting into an accident every time he drives, it messes me up. Now, as previously mentioned, not every driving scene ends in a car crash. Sometimes we're simply watching a conversation play out, or it's a road trip movie and they've got a long drive ahead of them. But in any form of media, driving is just as pointless as taking a dump or showering. It doesn't need to be shown. Cars are used to get from point A to point B, so let's just skip to point B and not waste any time or budget, right? That's how you know every single driving scene has some sort of significance. I tried searching online to see if other people have this feeling, and I saw a lot of people say they were anxious about characters looking away from the road for extended periods of time. Most driving scenes are filmed in a still car, so it doesn't really matter if the character is looking at the road. But most of us drive nearly every day, so you understand that you have to focus on the road while you're driving. If your friend was driving and turned around to the backseat to talk to you, you'd probably shout at them to pay attention to the road. So when a parent looks at their children in the backseat at the beginning of the movie, you can start planning their funerals. It feels like a game sometimes, trying to predict if something bad is going to happen. Again, sometimes it's extremely obvious, and sometimes the point is to catch you off guard. Here are a few things to look out for when trying to predict a car accident scene. Are they showing the windows clearly? If the camera is simply panning between characters talking, then we can't see a car coming, and most likely have nothing to worry about. If the camera is very clearly pointing out a window, especially at a side angle, chances are someone's going to get T-boned.
Francine, you T-boned me, bro!
Is the character in a hurry? Are they being rushed? Or maybe they're just in a stressful situation? Man, the only thing that can make this day worse is if I was BAM! Car accident, right on cue. A character is drunk or high. This one is almost like a free space on a bingo card. Their life just turned around. They call their wife and tell them they can't wait to see them again, or they just finished their redemption arc, and everything in the world is perfect. What's a show without conflict? And if they climb into a car, they're bound to run into something. It's too predictable at this point, which is why I hate them so much. There might as well be a warning on the screen telling me what's about to happen. There doesn't seem like a good way to fix this issue either. Car crashes need to happen in certain narratives, and Succession is a great example of that. Although it was extremely predictable, I don't feel as though the moment was unnecessary, and they couldn't have made the finale without the driving scene. And if we try to remove the driving aspect of scenes where people are just talking, it would make me less anxious, but would also mean that 100% of driving scenes would feature a crash, which wouldn't really fix the problem. There is no way out of this trope that I find myself tortured by, so we're all forced to just accept that something bad is bound to happen every time a character is shown in a car. It's something unfixable, at least in my mind it is. So I have no choice but to continue being anxious in every single show and movie until the end of time. And if you weren't like me before watching this video, I'm sorry to say you probably are now. I just cursed everyone watching. That's awesome. I'd like to draw your attention to a particular scene, however. Sometimes you aren't forced to watch a car careen off a bridge or the lights of a semi-truck as it smashes into the front of the car. One of my favorite shows of all time is Better Call Saul, so of course they made my favorite car crash scene of all time as well. There are plenty of driving scenes in this show. Heck, the first episode has Jimmy hit a skateboarder. The first episode! But in this particular instance, we've been watching Kim Wexler struggle with maintaining her own firm. She isn't getting any sleep, she's working non-stop to make everything perfect, and she's about to make it to an extremely important meeting. She's already running late, she's in a hurry, and while it's been extremely successful, she's on her way there. Everything is fine. Again, car crash scenes are so obvious. We're watching Kim drive silently, she's not even on the phone. And her lack of sleep catches up with her. But as the audience, we lose consciousness with her. We don't have to see her smash her car into a rock on the side of the road. We don't have to see her doze off and slowly drift out of her lane. In the blink of an eye, the crash has happened. What's done is done. She's been injured, her papers are flying everywhere, and she's reached her breaking point. Her work was too much to handle, and she can see that now. This depiction of falling asleep at the wheel is perfectly executed. You don't get the chance to wake yourself up or snap out of it sometimes. You close your eyes and that's all it takes to lose control. It's scary, but it's true, and that's what makes it a great scene. It's unique from any other car crash scene, yet it's just as impactful. Obviously, if every show did this, it wouldn't work anymore, and it really only fits the context of Kim's story. But at the very least, it gives me hope that driving scenes can be good, and that makes me hate them just a little less. I still hate them, but, just a little less. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know how you feel about driving scenes. I have never made a video like this before, but it was something I felt passionate about making. If you liked it, please give the video some support. I'd love to make more like it in the future. Thank you to my channel members for making videos like this possible. Please consider becoming a member of the channel today. Thank you Leland, Patrick Byerjean, Bright Streak, MD Switchy, Dolphin Rider H2O, Dojo Master, Lavatane, Jasper TV, Keep, Omegon, Gall Guy, Jep the Legend, Cheaper Ying, Gotham, Marie, Callum Ford, Dawnstar Plays, Peacock, OK, Syro is Taken, Pika Girl for You, I'm Just So Tired, Rafael, Chris Creations, Cameron, Eric GD, and Perskule Benenner.